So, and now the question that I asked earlier. Is Dustin going to have the same aspiration as in Vanilla Pleasantview, which was fortune? And the answer is no. My calculator said that he is a... Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Early Pleasantview, a custom neighborhood that starts out 10 years before Vanilla Pleasantview. Now don't worry if this is your first time around on this channel, or if it's been a while since you watched a video, I'll throw in little explanations as we go along. Today we return to the Broke family. Here's the Broke trailer. And here on the porch we have Skip Broke, who's teaching his daughter Bonnie to go potty at 2 a.m. on a Friday night. Now last time Skip started his affair with Jennifer Burp, and in the meantime something else has happened. Skip has met his clone, Skipper Broke. I feel like Skip probably didn't even notice that that's his clone. He was probably just like, oh hey, I like your hair and your clothes. You're a cool dude. And Skipper was probably the same, like they're not that smart. Then when we played the Langrek family, in the background, Joti Newbie, who's sleeping right now, got into a fight with Tiffany Burp 3 times, and he won all 3 of them, and he became enemies with Tiffany, which, like, good job. I mean, terrible job, Joe. You totally shouldn't beat up old ladies, even when they're very abusive pieces of... So anyway, let's get into the gameplay. Go Skip. Teach Bonnie to go potty. And also it's raining. Well done, Bonnie. So since Bonnie is being a little stink ball over here, Skip is going to give her a bath. However, we only have a shower inside, and we don't have enough space in the house to place a tub there. So I put one out here next to the mini pool, and I guess Bonnie is just going to have to live with that indignity for now. She also has 3 days left until she becomes a child, so I can't just let her remain a stink ball for that amount of time. That would be very cruel on everyone's noses. Oh, look who's here! It's Jennifer Burp, and she's leaving us a bouquet of roses. She's also still wearing her wedding veil, because I forgot to take that off last time we played her. But that seems like Jennifer wants to continue the affair. Skip didn't even react to it. She's like, yeah, married woman outside my house at 3 a.m. That happens. Now let's give Bonnie a bottle, and now we can put her to bed. Or maybe not. Seems like Bonnie wants to play with her little toy over here. Whatever makes you happy, little Bonnie. But your dad is going to bed now. Oh, Bonnie, don't eat the little... whatever it's called. Bonnie, you just ate. Oh, look, he's here. It's Tiffany Burp stealing our newspaper. And I hope she didn't glance at that bouquet and read the little card, because then she would know that her daughter-in-law is cheating. Oh, she sounds so angry. Well, joke's on you, Tiffany. That newspaper would have been outdated in a couple of hours anyway, so you took out our trash. Thank you for that. It's 6 a.m. and Dustin is waking up. And so is Joe. Dustin both wants and needs to do his homework. So get on that, Dustin. Oh my, look at that. Joe wants to see the ghost of Tiffany, which in kid-friendly Sims terms basically means he wants to kill her. So much for wholesome Uncle Joe over here. I mean, honestly, if I could make a mod... And I have no idea how to do that. But I'd make a mod so that when Sims beat each other up, there's a chance that the loser dies. So you basically have a bit of murder in your game, which in my opinion would be fun, which makes me sound like a sociopath. I only just noticed that the TV is standing in the middle of the room here. Because Joe bought his niece and nephew a new TV, a fancy one over here. And I guess instead of selling the old thing, I just put it over here. Well, anyway, let's get rid of it. There, doesn't that look so much better? Wholesome Uncle Joe with his murder fantasies put little Bonnie to bed. He doesn't have to work today. Aw, he's tucking her in. Good night, little Bonnie. I'm going to murder all the grumpy old ladies who could ever be mean to you. Because I care so much. Aw, and now they're playing. Joe is such a great uncle. Joe is gaining some fame. People are starting to see that he's a good sim. Because he beat up Tiffany Burp. And everyone in the neighborhood was like, what a great guy. Bonnie is awake again, and the first thing she needs to do is take a poop. Okay, now that Bonnie has laid an egg, Skip can teach her to walk. And there's Dustin off to school. So Joe has the day off today, and his hobby, his one true hobby, is nature. So I think he's going to go to a park. Maybe we'll find some old ladies to beat up, let's see. So here we are at the Sim Center North. What a beautiful lot, isn't it? And what could make it more beautiful than Zelda, who just met Michelle Bachelor, Michael Bachelor's clone. And also Zelda didn't want to marry Michael Bachelor. I don't know, maybe she's going to end up with Mitchell. I mean, that would probably be a very crappy feeling for Michael. But for us, it would be very interesting. Oh, look who's getting high over here. It's Mary Sue. So let's light a fire and roast a marshmallow, because that's what Joe wants to do. Seems very excessive to make such a huge fire just for a marshmallow. Well, now Joe wants to drink some juice, but we can't do that on this lot, so I guess we'll go somewhere else. And here we are. Michael wants to ask a sim on a date, and guess who just walked in here? It's Clone Darlene, who Joe has one boat with, and I mean, they're not friends yet, but they get along. They're almost friends. So we'll do that in a minute, but first we need to get our drink. One drink please, Amar. Oh, and Cassandra is here too. And she's playing now with Malcolm Langrab. Okay, so much for our drink. Now let's say hi to Clone Darlene. And let's see if she's in the mood for a date. Oh, she is. Okay, these two want to sing a duet now. And of course, that's what they're going to do. And of course, Joe is back to thinking about killing Tiffany. While he and Darlene are singing so terribly. You might make other people think about killing you, Joe. I'm just saying. Okay, you two have made it through that song without getting murdered by the other guests. So that's a good sign, isn't it? And they have a crush. Time for our very first kiss. Interestingly, they only have one bolt, even though they're both fortune sims. First, make out. Oh, Joe wants to have his very first woohoo with Darlene. Oh, and they love each other. Okay, it doesn't seem like we have an opportunity for a woohoo on this lot. So we're going to go to a different one. Here's the Lost in Love hedge maze, where we have many opportunities for a woohoo. So let's get into this tub over here. This beautiful tub that has hearts and roses floating out of it. So guys, don't talk to each other. Get to the point of this date. Time for the best woohoo sequence. So, seems like that was fun. There's Frankie Meshuggah. You missed the show, dude. Okay, Joe wants to have another woohoo, and so does Darlene. So let's get into the photo booth for a bit of variety. Oh, guys. Joe wants to get engaged to Darlene. Well, he really needs to use the bathroom right now, but we're going to do that in a minute. Also, as a reminder, Darlene has a thing with Daniel Pleasant going on. She's one of his many affairs. So, Darlene, now that we're wearing our fanciest bathing clothes, it's time for a certain question. She said yes! Is she a bit cross-eyed? Well, okay, Joe is engaged now. So that's going to be a surprise when he comes back home later. And he's like, oh, by the way, guys, I'm engaged. Had my first date with Darlene and decided I wanted to marry her. Now, Joe wants to get married. And I think we know what's going to happen tomorrow, where Joe has conveniently another day off. And the date is over. Well, okay, time to go home. Bye, honey. See you for the wedding tomorrow. Okay, let's see what Skip did in the meantime. Hopefully he's teaching Bonnie to walk. According to ACR, Skip still has the hots for Jennifer Burp. So I don't think that relationship is over anytime soon. Bonnie finally learned to walk, as she's demonstrating right now. So Skip wants to gain a skill point, and since he's working on being a great dad, I think he would gain a cooking skill point, so he can make food for his kids. I sure hope that Darlene is going to bring in a lot of money so we can maybe even move out of this tiny trailer. Okay, Skip got his skill point. Now he wants to make friends with a bunch of people. Well, but our very sweet Bonnie over here still wants to learn to talk, so we're going to teach her that, of course. And Bonnie has learned to talk. I feel like Bonnie learns really fast. Maybe she's just really smart. And Dustin has come home from school along with his homework. And you may or may not be wondering if Dustin is going to get the same aspiration as he does in vanilla Pleasantview once he ages up in a few hours. And the answer to that is, let's see, because I'm using an Excel sheet and it's by a user named the WAP. That's their name. That's just how it is. And in that calculator, you enter both the personality points and the interest points, and then it spits out an aspiration. So we still have a couple of hours, but I'm already going to add all the points and see what we're going to get. And then it's going to be a surprise. Dustin is teaching Bonnie a nursery rhyme. Like, I didn't know that kids could do that. It does make sense, though. And now Bonnie knows a nursery rhyme. Joe, shouldn't you be gone for many more hours? Why are you back already. Well, I guess he wanted to witness Dustin's birthday so much that he produced a copy of himself. See what a great uncle he is? Oh, well, actually, never mind. I'm full of crap. Dustin is going to age up tomorrow. Sorry, guys. Well, I guess then we're going to have two big events tomorrow. A wedding and a birthday. And Bonnie is going to age up next round. Oh, and Darlene is bringing us a bouquet. Joe has been digging for treasure and he found a tattered old map for the 3 lakes. Okay, if we ever happen to go there, that's going to be very useful. Guess who wants to be friends with John Burp? It's Skip, of course. So let's see if John wants to come over. In his mind, Skip is probably thinking that this is going to make it less terrible that he's having an affair with his wife, and he's blissfully unaware that he's making everything worse by that. John is like, how nice of you to invite me. Skip also wants to ask Sim on a date. We're going to save that wish for next round probably, because we already had a date earlier with Darlene. And we're going to have a wedding and a birthday tomorrow. And he's here. Oh, hey, John. I have to tell you this really great joke about this guy who didn't know that his wife was cheating on him with one of his friends. It's a banger. Oh, Skip is gossiping about his brother-in-law and how he beat up John's mother. John apparently doesn't mind. I mean, he's going to the house of the guy who beat up his mother 3 times. And Bonnie has learned to go potty. She can go to sleep now, actually. Okay, these two are friends now, and we can say goodbye for today. We have a big day coming up tomorrow. Oh, good grief. Darlene is ringing our doorbell at 1 a.m. Honey, I know you can't wait to get married, but this is too much. Since Darlene is already here, let's say hello to her. And let's ask her if she wants to move in. Okay, Darlene is moving in with 12,000 bucks. That's nice. I hope we can afford a bigger house with that, because this is getting pretty crowded. And to be honest, I would not like to split up the family. Okay, let's introduce Darlene over here. Darlene is a fortune sim, of course. She wants to become a... Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but you can read it for yourself. Anyway, it's the top of the entertainment career. Turns out Darlene loves Darren. I mean, he doesn't love her, of course, because I don't think he even knows she exists. But yeah, she loves her fiancé, she loves Darren Dreamer, and she has a crush on Daniel Pleasant. She's also friends with Malcolm Landgrab, Skipper Broke, Skip's clone, and with Blair Ursine, who is engaged to Michael Batchelor. Darlene is a coach, that's level 9 of the sports career. Oh, she's making really good money as well. She makes even more than Joe. Okay, nice. I don't think this family is going to have to worry about money in the near future. Darlene is a Gemini. Darlene's bio says Darlene Dreamer was the last volunteer before Michael's clones escaped the laboratory. Every day Michael was perfecting his formula, although his clones were not exact copies of the Sims. Darlene's clone was the closest. Oh, is there a little story in all the clones' bios? Should I, collect them like Pokemon? Interesting. Okay, Darlene remembers having her very first woohoo with Joe, but that's not true, Darlene. You're lying, because there was Daniel Pleasant. We all saw that. Darlene's turn-ons are black hair, creative, and her turn-off is red hair. She has some stuff in her inventory, just like Joe. I mentioned that last time, and I think if we sell all that stuff, we definitely can afford a bigger house. Well, okay, now we all know Darlene, and well, now that everyone is awake, I guess we can prepare for the wedding. So, time for some food, and time for Dustin to meet his new aunt. Dustin broke the toilet, and apparently the shower is already broken. Okay, it's taken a while, but now everyone is ready. Darlene's formal wear even passes as a wedding dress. Like, that's almost white. So she's going to wear that. This is what Joe is going to wear. Dustin is looking fancy as well. And here are Skip and Bonnie. Oh no, we can't take Bonnie with us? Well, fine then. I guess we're going to let a nanny babysit. Thank you for arriving at 3 a.m., Marilena Traver. Now, if you could excuse us, we have to go to a wedding. Okay, and we're back at the Love Maze, something like that. Anyway, here we have the arch to get married, and this is what we're going to do now. It's very empty. Maybe that's why we chose to get married in the middle of the night, so we have some privacy, that we don't have dozens of random Sims gawking. And I wanted to have this wedding at a nice place. And well, I guess by now we could have afforded it ourselves, but I was still like, this is the Broke family, we don't have money. But this is nice too, isn't it? And here we go. And Darlene is now Darlene Newbie. Joe wants to have a baby. Darlene doesn't, by the way. Not yet, anyway. What the hell? Why were you guys watching from the other side? Okay, they were really watching the wedding like this. And who are you? Matthew Howe. Well, I don't know who you are, but thank you for clapping, I guess. I don't know, maybe the arch was placed the other way around. So, okay, it's 4 a.m. and we're married. And Darlene is jumping right into Joe's arms. Darlene wants to take a photo. So why don't we do that? Let's take a wedding photo. And there are our romantic pictures. Joe wants to classic dance with Darlene. Like, we don't have music, but who needs music when you have love? Oh look, there's John Burb. These two both want to get into the hot tub now. Of course I'm going to fulfill that wish. And then we're probably going home because Darlene needs to go to work. Oh, and John just jumped into the tub with us. Into the love tub, so I don't know if he was thinking threesome. In that case, John, you might want to talk to Skip and your wife. Okay, it's 7 a.m. now. We need to go home. And by the way, Joe still wants to kill Tiffany. In the meantime, Bonnie is abusing her little instrument over here. Oh, and everyone's home. Again, you guys are too early. Well, thank you, Nanny, for taking care of Bonnie, but you can go now. And there's Darlene's fancy carpool. Off you go, Darlene. And come home with more money. Thank you very much. And there's the repairman. He needs to repair our TV, our toilet, and our shower. And the repairman is done now. Oh, Darlene has returned with a lot of money. Oh, look at that. Darlene and Skip are hanging out. I hope they become best friends. Oh, look who's here. It's Bella. Let's say hello to Bella. Oh, Dustin wants to talk to Darlene now. He wants to get to know his aunt. Oh, look who's growing up. It's Dustin. Oh, interesting choice of clothes. So, and now the question that I asked earlier. Is Dustin going to have the same aspiration as in Vanilla Pleasantview, which was fortune? And the answer is no. My calculator said that he is a popularity sim, which I guess makes sense because in this timeline, Dustin doesn't need to worry about money thanks to Joe and Darlene, so he can focus on other things. And his turn-ons are fitness and mechanical, and his turn-off is makeup. Let's have Sophie Miguel age up as well. Robbie Broke? Is that Dustin's clone by any chance? I mean, he has black hair, so I don't really know. But just in case he is Dustin's clone, we're going to have him age up as well. Okay, Dustin. In any other case, I'd respect your choice of clothing, but you can't walk around like a knight. So let's give you something else. Here's Dustin's new outfit. I gave him this very delicious looking pizza sweater. I know in Vanilla Pleasantview he has more hip-hop like clothes, but I kind of default replaced all of that away because that's not really my taste. So in this universe, Dustin is a pizza boy. Dustin asked Skip for permission to go out because he wants to go out with Sophie Miguel. Well, he's actually way too tired for that, but she says she'll be right over. Oh, I guess Dustin didn't want to go out after all. He just went to bed. Oh, actually, never mind. Sophie is here, and she's here in a limousine. Well, Dustin, you kind of have to get up for that. If she were here in a crappy car, then I wouldn't care. But that's a limousine. Oh, he's going to get in the very back. I mean, who needs to talk, right? Aw, Bella is petting little Bonnie and tickling her. Well, okay. We're almost done here. I think the one question that we still need to answer is how much money do they have if we sell all the stuff in Joe and Darlene's inventories? Well, okay, and the answer to that question is 48,892 simoleons. So add that to what we get for selling this house. And I think we're going to move into a really nice place next episode. So in the next Broke episode, we're going to see a new house. Joe and Darlene are probably going to have a baby. And Bonnie is going to age up and become a child. So next episode is definitely not going to be boring. I can promise you that much. Okay, Bella, thank you so much for admiring us all the time. But I think you can go now. Joe and Darlene have sat down on the couch for a woohoo, while the door to Skip's bedroom is still open. Oh, thank God it's now closed. But yeah, they're now making a baby, as I correctly predicted. So the newbie name is going to live on, which is nice. I always like to continue every last name, if I can. Oh, and Dustin is back, finally. Off to bed with you, Dustin. You're incredibly tired. And as everyone is going to bed, except for Darlene and Bonnie, who are standing here, it's time to say goodbye. Next up is the Burp family. So look forward to that. And until then, we here at Tea and Cinnamon wish you a wonderful day. We encourage you to take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.